What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for Ambitions, season 1, episode. I think we're on episode 4. My For whatever reason, when it on my DVR, y'all know my DVR be tripping. On my DVR, when it was recording, it just says, oh no, it is episode 4. It says no title available, but then it tells me that it's episode 4. All right, here we are. So we pick up this episode where we left off last week with I want to keep calling her Jackie, but that's not her name because she was Jackie in Boomerang. Robin Givens meeting up with Damon. Well, no, actually, we start off with a dream. Amara's having a dream, and it's one of those dreams within a dream. So she was dreaming that she was having sex with Damon. Then she woke up, and then that Titus wasn't in bed. She goes downstairs, and Titus is having sex with Robin Givens, and they're taunting her like you were never enough. Yeah, I tried, but you were never enough. And so she wakes up. So it was like a dream within a dream. The whole thing was a nightmare. But it may be a little foreshadowing, baby. Some things to come. So then we see Robin Givens' character meeting up with Damon. And he was like, look, he was like, look, what you want? He was like, I came because, it's not every day that you get called in the middle of, to come and meet with Stephanie, to come meet with, meet with the likes of someone on your level. And I was just curious as to what you wanted. But what is it that you want? And so she was like, well, we could really use somebody like you at our law firm, whatever. He was like, look, I did my research. I know that you and Amar are sorority sisters and went to college together. I know about the whole deal with you and Titus. And I know that they just moved to Atlanta. So for real, what you really here for? And she was like, all right, well, look, let's cut to the chase. I need you at my law firm because I need Titus to be, a little preoccupied. She didn't come right out and say that. But he was like, well, look, I'm just not interested in that. I'm not interested in doing that. Keep me out of it. And she was like, not so fast. She said, I've got proof here that you planted evidence on a suspect to get him convicted, and you just happened to be sleeping with his wife at the time, and then dropped her for Amara. So no, what you gonna do is you gonna come on down to Atlanta. You're gonna take this job, and you're gonna do what I need you to do. And he was like, and if I don't, she said, and if you don't, I will blow your world up. She said, and if you keep pissing me off, I might do it just for fun. I was like, oh Lord. So she tells him he has a deadline to make his decision on what he's gonna do, and she rolls out. Then we see um Bella with her sister. I'm assuming it's her sister. And they're talking about the whole situation with the mayor because she knows all about the situation with the mayor. And she told Bella, look, you are playing too nice. You're playing too nice. The mayor's not playing nice at all. So you need to go ahead and put your foot down and let him know what's what. And if he ain't gonna give it to you, then you have to go. You just gonna have to get played dirty. Like you being too nice about this. Y'all been doing this for too long for him to be ignoring you now and all this other stuff. And so she was like, well, I really love him. You just don't understand. Her sister was like, nah, you don't understand. He don't love you like that. Like you are convenience for him, and when you're not convenient, then he disappears like he is right now. So at the end of the day, you need to figure out what you want more. What's more important to you? And she was like, well, I really want that store at the airport. She was like, all right, then do what you got to do. So next thing you know, she's still texting him. He's ignoring her text. He's not responding to any of her texts. So her last text was, stop ignoring me. Now remember, she got her back pocket working. So then we see Miss Amara down to Thelma's place talking to Ronell. And you remember they met at the gala, so they're kind of just talking and catching up with each other and everything. But she starts asking questions about the mayor. Ronell was like, look, if you came down here to kiki and have a good time and have some good food, I'm here for it. If you're here looking for dirt on my brother, can't do nothing for you. And just at that moment, here comes Stephanie come walking up in the spot because, of course, she thinks that she convinced Senior to sell her the restaurant. Senior says, look, I changed my mind. I'm not selling. Both of my children talked me out of it. So now Stephanie was like, she's pissed off because she was like, oh, both of your children, huh? Okay, cool. So they kind of have a little cat fight, the three of them. The three women kind of get a little catty with each other. And she sort of throws a little threat at Senior. She says, I'll call you tomorrow because you never know what might happen that might convince you to change your mind. And while she's down there, Amara also finds all about Peterson, the construction guy. Now Rondell does tell her all about him. She was like, I ain't gonna talk to you about my brother, but I'll tell you about this little so and so and what he's trying to do with the community. So they get to talking about that or whatever. So then we see the mayor um, making this proposal to an appliance company to bring his headquarters to Atlanta, and he's giving his whole little pitch. Come to find out that the guy's wife went to school with Amara. They know each other from college and everything, and so the mayor tells Amara, I mean not Amara, I'm sorry, Stephanie. The mayor tells Stephanie, look, go on and what's the word I'm looking for? Convince her. That's a nice way of saying it. But go on and convince her to convince her husband to bring the business here. And she was like, look, you want me to do something for you, but I told you to stay out the situation with Thelma's place, and you inserted yourself anyway. So I don't know if I really want to do any work for you. And the mayor was like, look, it will help both of us if he brings his headquarters here. We basically can write our ticket anywhere we want to go. And she was like, well, for once we do agree on something. And she's getting ready to leave. He's like, where you going? She was like, I got this class action lawsuit. I got work to do. So Titus had been meeting with Mr. Purefoy. And Mr. Purefoy was telling him, look, we need to get Judge so-and-so over this case. Because in the past, he's ruled in our favor in big pharma and, certain lawsuits. And so we need his mindset. We need him on the bench. And Titus was like, I agree. He was like, I'll talk to him and plead our case or whatever. He was like, you're going to do more than that. He was like, the head judge is on the tape. So you're going to go ahead and find out what he wants. How much is he asking for? And you're going to go ahead and you're going to bribe him and we're going to get the judge we want. Titus was like, I'm not comfortable with that. He was like, I don't care what you're comfortable with. That's not what I paid. I hired you to do what I told you to do, not what you comfortable doing. And he said, I already set up the meeting. You're going to go down there. You're going to find out what he wants, and you're going to pay it. So Titus goes down to the meeting. And he said, I'm going to convince him with a good argument. And he makes his argument and everything. So then the judge gets up. And the judge starts patting him down, looking for a wire, making sure he's not wired, right? And as soon as he finds that there's no wire, he said, I'm sorry about that. You can never be too careful. But now let's talk about this judge you want. He said, the roof on my summer home is leaking. And if, Mr. Purefoy could send somebody out to take care of that for me, you might just get who you want on that bench. So Titus rolls out. He doesn't give the man any money or make him any promises. He rolls out or whatever. And he goes back to Mr. Purefoy. Purefoy was like, well, how much did it set us back? Titus was like, it ain't set us back nothing. He was like, I told you, that's not what I'm here for. And I'll render my resignation if that's the kind of lawyer you want. And come to find out, he's talking about something, it was just a test. I wasn't really, that's not really the type of lawyer I want. I've been burned in the past, but you passed. And I was like, nah, he really wanted you to bribe that damn judge. He just know now he can't push him like that. So it'll be interesting to see how he starts working behind Titus's back. Because I don't believe that for a minute, that he didn't really want Titus to bribe that damn judge. He wanted him to bribe that judge. In the meantime, Bella then sent one of them pictures to the mayor of him sleeping in her bed nude. She got the little emoji covering up his private area, but he gets the picture. So they end up meeting in some old back alley, on the back end, little back alley. Bella was like, how dare you? Like, so this what we reduced to now? We reduced to meeting in some back alley like gangsters or something. He was like, you did this. You hurt me. She was like, what do you mean you hurt me? You came there to break up with me. He was like, I wasn't breaking up with you. I told you we just had to lay low right now because things are getting a little hot. She was like, well, why? What's going on? He was like, I can't tell you that. She was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. She was like, so, whatever, the football player. She was like, look, he likes me. I like him. You were breaking up with me anyway. So what's the issue? He was like, well, look, how many more of these pictures you have? She was like, a few. He said, when did you take the picture? She said, the night of the gala. He was like, okay. He said, all right, well, I mean, if that's who you want, go on and go with him. She was like, so you're not even going to ask me about the pictures? You're not going to ask me about how many I have, what I'm gonna do with them. Like, you don't care, because you know she called his bluff. I mean, he's basically calling her bluff. Like, nah, I'm not getting ready to argue back and forth with you. You got the pictures, okay, but I'm not. That ain't gonna change my mind. You're not getting that store at the airport. Period. So she was just like, um, he said, but what you don't want to do is mess with me. She said, well, your threats are just as empty as your promises. And I'm thinking to myself, why they having this conversation, I'm like, he owns your apartment. He got a key to your apartment. At the very least, he got that much of an upper hand. Like, you didn't put nothing in place. Like, I could see if she had moved out of the loft or changed the locks, might have made it a little bit harder. But I'm thinking to myself, you really think you have some bargaining power? He didn't already let you know he don't care about those pictures. And in the back of his mind, he might care, but he has given you no indication that he is threatened by these pictures. So I'm just like, I don't know. I might have kind of had to regroup for a minute, but she pushed forward and she got out the car. I was like, okay, I don't know what he about to do to her, but the fact that he don't seem concerned make me think that she about to come up missing. But that's just how I felt about it. So Stephanie has her press conference to announce the lawsuit against Purefoy, and you know they suing for like $10 billion or something. And the reporter was like, "You don't really expect to win." She was like, "No, I win $10 billion." She was like, "No, it's just it's um we're sending a message." She was like, "Well, we do intend to win the lawsuit." They said, "Well, this isn't the first time you've sued Purefoy." And she was like, "No, we've sued and we've won in the past when they had those leaky implants. And you would think that was 25 years ago." She was like, "And you would think that um, they would have learned and they would have done better." So Titus is there, and they asked Titus for his opinion, and Titus was like, "Nah, I got no comment. Like, we're gonna defend this in court. We're gonna win our lawsuit, and that's that. I don't have nothing to say." Um, Damon ends up taking Stephanie up on her offer. Damon was like, "Look, what is it that you really want from me?" He was like, basically, I did what I did for a good reason. Stephanie could care less why he did it. She was just like, "Look, you're gonna come to Atlanta and you wanna re-engage Amara and you're gonna cause problems." He was like, "See, I saw your little press conference. So basically what you need me here is to distract Titus and get him off his game. This ain't even about Amara." She was like, "Look, it's a win-win for both of us. I win my lawsuit and you might end up with Amara back. And that's who you really want, right? I could tell you really still care about her." So of course, he gonna be coming to town. Then we see Rondell. She started a protest down there to stop Peterson construction, and they call the police. And he calls her trash, tells her get the trash out of here and everything. And at first, the police are like, "Ma'am, you can't be here. You can't be here. This is private property." Rondell was like, "I'm on a public street. I'm not on his property. I'm on the street, and we're having a peaceful protest. I have a right to do that." So he tells the police officer, "Look, y'all need to arrest her. Get her off my property." And that's when he calls her some trash, right? So one of the protesters is going to say, they going to put handcuffs on Rondell. One of the protesters is going to say, "You getting ready to arrest the mayor's sister?" Yo, that police officer took them cuffs off so fast. She was like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was your brother." She said, "Y'all can stay here as long as y'all stay off of his property and y'all keep it quiet or whatever." So of course now Peterson is pissed because he was getting ready to get rid of her, but now he didn't get rid of her, so he's pissed off, baby. But I was just like, if it was a peaceful protest after you found out that was the mayor's sister, then it was a peaceful protest before you found out it was the mayor's sister, right? But anyway, Amara goes to her boss and lets her boss know, "Look, I ain't quite found any connections between the mayor and his sister, but I did find Peterson Construction is been getting all of these that he's not a nice guy, that he intimidates people through from the mayor's sister, but that also every single one of his projects has been fast tracked ever since this mayor has been in office. So there's clearly some connection there." And her boss was like, "Yeah, and if he had no problem threatening the mayor's sister, that means that he feels like he owns the mayor. Like he doesn't fear any repercussions of coming after the mayor's sister." She said, "So, and if the sister was there, and if the wife was down there doing his bidding, because he's a client at her law firm, she must be in it too." So of course Amara was like, Yes, she must. She said, well, let me go talk to her about it. So she goes down to the law firm to talk to Stephanie. Stephanie won't even let her in the office, baby. Stephanie won't even let her come in the office. Stephanie said, look, um, I hear what you're saying. It don't mean nothing to me. And get the hell out my office or out my building. Because like I said, she wouldn't even let her come in the office. She said, look, I just came down here to warn you, to let you know that my office is looking at Peterson Construction and you might want to get in front of it. And, of course, Stephanie played it cool. She didn't care. But she let the mayor know later on, look, they're investigating Peterson Construction. And why didn't you tell me that they were already talking to people on your staff? He was like, because it's not that important. It's not a big deal. It's not important. He was like, my people are smart enough to not, answer any questions the wrong way. We're good. Stephanie was giving him the side eye, like, yeah, all right then. Bella comes home, baby, and he done cleaned out her whole damn apartment and cut her cell phone off. See, that's what I'm saying. You threatened him, and you didn't have the leverage. That little picture you had, unless you were ready to use it, you didn't have no leverage on him. If you know that this man paying your bills and taking care of your living arrangements and your cell phone and all of that, you probably should have took care of all that before you threatened him. I don't know what made her think he wasn't gonna. I don't know what made her think he wasn't gonna do nothing. I don't know where that came from, but neither here nor there. But the only room he didn't touch was the baby's room. He left all the furniture in his son's room and everything. Everything was intact in the son's room, but everywhere else in that apartment was cleaned out. I mean, he took the books off the bookshelf, baby. Everything out that apartment. And when she tried to call him, her cell phone was cut off. Well, they had like their own little private phone. That phone was cut off. And I'm pretty sure that the rent on that loft is probably only paid to the end of the month, if that. So I don't know what you're gonna do, Bella. You didn't overplay that hand. So we see Stephanie trying to woo um the guy's wife to bring his company to Atlanta, and they were reminiscing on old times and talking about homecoming and stuff like that. And come to find out, there's another family that Stephanie don't really rock with, but she's friends with them. And she was like, "Look, I know you didn't like them, but I always remain neutral. I never got in the middle of y'all stuff." She was like, "Yeah, you always, found a way to remain neutral." She was like, just like with that's why you stay friends with Amara." And she was like, "You still mad about that? Like, that was 20 years ago. You still mad about Amara? Like, let it go, boo. Let it go." And she said, "Well, I would if Amara didn't move to my city and in my face every time I turn around." And so then they got to talking about their kids, because that's the couple that Stephanie been trying to set her daughter up with, not knowing what her daughter don't like men. Her daughter don't like the boys. And then of course we cut to a scene where her daughter with the Purefoy girl, they at the spa, baby, giving happy endings and stuff. So I just a whole situation there. So last but not least, we see Amara and Titus back at the house, and they're talking, and he's talking about how he's not sure they should have took the job, but the money was just really good. They're able to do some things, that they couldn't do before, because they now have the income. And Amara was like, "Look, I bought these new red bottoms." She was like, "We turning into those people, huh?" He was like, "Yeah, we are." And they're laughing and having a good time. And then he says, "Look, why don't you come take a shower with me and then put them red bottoms on?" And they all lovey-dovey and everything. But who was outside lurking and looking in the house? Damon. I said, "Oh, he a stalker. Oh, he crazy." So this about to go left. I was like, "Oh, he crazy. It's gonna be a problem." So yeah, that pretty much sums up what we saw this week, y'all. Stuff is getting deeper. It's getting a little deeper. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments, please.